What's going on, YouTube gang? It's Mellow DFS coming to you live and direct, here to give you my favorite plays for NFL Showdown Thursday night football between the Rams and Seattle. Y'all, hope everybody's having an amazing one. Feel free to like the video, please subscribe if you're new or just support me. Appreciate the love, and also press that bell icon so you always stay notified for new videos. Let's jump into it. Now, going with my first play. Now, I like Russell Wilson, Goff. I mean, they're great spots, but knowing that he's going against a tough defense, 8th against the quarterback spot, I feel like he's not really gonna give you much upside in this play. I think it's gonna be mostly a run type of situation for Seattle in this spot, but of course it's going to be some type of explosion down the field. But for upside for quarterback, I feel like you could definitely pay up with the running backs and also kickers and also the receiver plays. So nonetheless, going to my first guy, like Chris Carson, y'all. Now, he did dud game before, but he bounced back with 22 fantasy point game. Definitely like Chris Carson here, y'all, against this Rams defense, y'all. They allow average 29.6 fantasy points per game win away and allow 1.3 touchdowns a game to the running position. Now, he has a 63% rush inside 20 to 20 and also a 33% inside the 5 and rush percentage, y'all. So definitely like Chris Carson in this spot. Now, last year at home he had a 13 fantasy point game but without a touchdown, so of course when we have a touchdown he definitely bounced back with great upside in this spot. Love this play. They give around 5 touchdowns already, so Rams in a hard position against this run attack for Seattle. Also with Rashad Penny's back, so you can also look at Rashad Penny for some inside of the 5 or 10. They could definitely have a great upside, especially to differentiate your lineups. I think a Penny play will also be something you could consider, but I definitely like the run attack for Seattle here. All right, so Chris Carson is my #1 guy so far. Now, going to number 2, I definitely going to look at Will Dissly. Seems like that is Russ Wilson's #1 guy right now. I mean, so far he has 4 touchdowns in the past 3 games, around 4.8 receptions, 45 yards, and so far for the season. He has a 92% catch percentage in the tight end matchup against the Rams, y'all. So it's a 10.4 projection play. But as you can see, he's doing damage, averaging around 15.3 fantasy points in the past 3. But love this play for Will Dissly here. So I think this is FanDuel, this is DraftKings. So everything's good. I think Will Dissly is an amazing play for Russ Wilson in this matchup. Now, going to number 3. Number 3, I want to look at some savings into the kicker spots. Now, I go to the Rams with Greg Zuerlein, man, in a good spot. He only has a 9 projection play, but as you can see in the past 3 games, 13, 10, and 9, he has more fantasy points than most of the guys in this line, y'all, on the slate. So Greg Zuerlein is in a great play. So I definitely want to take a look at him. He's averaging around 11.8 fantasy points per game, averaging 14.7 fantasy points in 3 close games. This is a 1.5 point underdog for Seattle, but it seemed like they bumped it up to a 2-point underdog for them. But nonetheless, in a good spot. He's projected to get around a 2.3 extra point attempts, 1.8 field goal attempts. So definitely want to take a look at Greg Zuerlein and my number 3 spot to definitely help out with your lines. All right, and number 4, yes, you can go to Cup, Woods, those type of guys, but I want to give you another play with Todd Gurley, y'all. Now, my thing with Todd Gurley, he has great history against Seattle at Seattle, so it's something I want to look into. He could be my captain as well. A lot of people might not look that route, but they might look at Cup as a captain. But I definitely like this play. You know, they like to go back to the old script with him. I mean, he had 26 against Tampa with the pass and rush attack. He even had 11 targets as well with 7 receptions. But he had a low 5 carries in that game. But I really feel like with this type of game, with going against the Rams Rams and Seattle defense. It's gonna be a close game. They definitely gonna need Gurley to put in the work with the rush attempts and also catching attempts. So I definitely like Todd Gurley in this play to definitely do damage in the spot. So he's gonna be my captain play in my opinion. For me, he's averaging 30.5 fantasy points in the past 2 games versus Seattle last season. He averaged 40.5 fantasy points in the past 2 games at Seattle in the past 2 seasons. He even had 7 touchdowns in both of those games. Even one of those touchdowns, I think that was 2017, he had 4 touchdowns in that game, but he had 3 touchdowns last season at Seattle. And so he has great upside, so hopefully they utilize him more, especially keep this game close. But I feel like Todd Gurley is going to be that key factor for them. So that's number 4 play for Todd Gurley. All right, so let's look at my lineup optimizer, see if we generate a quality line. If you like my plays, just give it a thumbs up. Any questions for my plays, give a comment below. All right, but nonetheless, let's jump into it. Now, let's go ahead. First of all, let me go ahead and change my desktop site to my mobile. All right, now I like the Will Dissly as MVP. I feel like he has great upside, and I think he'll definitely be low owned as MVP. So Will Dissly is a good spot in my opinion as MVP as well. So let's see if we make some changes here. Now let's lock him in there. You got Lockett, like we stated, Carson, Gurley, lock them in. Let's randomize it, see what we can have. All right, something like this. I got Greg Zerlin in there. All right, got Cooks in there, but let's make some changes. All right, let's put Tyler Lockett in that spot. Cooks, Zerlin. I think Cooks, this is a good line. Dissly, Zerlin, Cooks, Carson. I think Cooks is in a better spot than Kupp. That's one thing with Showdowns, that you want to have a unique line. I feel like he's in a great play. He's averaging more air yards than Kupp. So I think he's averaging 101 air yards to Kupp's 83 yards. He averaging 13 yards average depth and targets than Kupp. So Cook's in a better play in my opinion in this spot. So that's something I want to save for 1,000 left. But nonetheless, I'm gonna save that line. Let's look into the line I was telling you about with Gurley. See if we could put in a Gurley MVP line. All right, let's lock him in as MVP, see what we could generate. All right, so they got a Higbee. I think Higbee is in a good spot, 2,000. Definitely a good spot for him in this play. As you can see in the past 4 games, 8, 4, and 12. So he could be somebody you could look into. But nonetheless, we got Gurley up top, got Lockett. Let's see. Put Dissly in there, Carson's in there, Seahawks. If he's gonna go off, then we can't have Seahawks defense. All right, so let's look into Cook. Something like this, something I like to see. Gurley, Dissly, Lockett, Carson, Cooks, Zerlin. Something I like. Let's see if we can add like a Russ. If we can add a Russ, but let's lock him in there and let's lock him. Gurley. Let's see, Cooks. Boom. Dissly. Let's see. We got Gary Jennings. Let's look at Greg Zerlin. Lockett, Wilson. Let's take him out of here. Something like this I like. I do like this. Gurley, Dissly, Lockett, Carson, Cooks, Zerlin. Something I like here, but nonetheless, if you like my plays, give a thumbs up, man. I love y'all, man. Y'all collect that bag for the NFL Showdown tonight. It's Mental DFS. Y'all stay blessed. If you want access to my tools, click the link in the description for draft dashboard tools. Right now, it's $1 up to 2 months right now. So definitely look into that. Sign up, y'all. You get great tools, good information. Also, if you want access to my lines, all you have to do is click on your watch players for your custom player pool, and you'll see my Mel's DFS picks button up top for either DraftKings and FanDuel, y'all. So love y'all. Y'all collect that bag. It's Mel DFS, and y'all stay blessed. See y'all next video.